So The Lion King 2019 remake was just The Lion King. It's a solid movie, don't get me wrong. But you practically just went, oh, we're making a live action version. Really? With animation? That's not live action then, mate. That's animation. So why are we remaking a film which is exactly the same? So that begs the question, why did you make it?
If you ever come near my son again.
I mean, it's practically identical to the 1994 version. And that pisses me off, because if you think about it, you've done nothing different. You've just basically gone, right, this is The Lion King again. Why do we need to just re-release it? You know what I mean? Just upgrade the animation if you want to mess around with that, and just keep the same voices, keep everything the same, because you're turning around and saying, this is a live action version, when you're using animation. It's not live action if it's animation. Yeah, but it makes the animals look more realistic. But who gives a fuck about that, let's be honest? You've got the main story, nothing changes, and I don't mind remakes if there's a reason to do a remake. What I mean by that is, if it's a film made in the 60s, 70s, where you think with the technology and with the money that you have now, you can make a better film than that one. And obviously there was no point remaking the 1994 Lion King, because it was fucking great then, and it's great now. And I don't believe it had aged that much where you needed to make another one, or another remake of it. The thing is, with certain remakes, sometimes there's an argument to do one or not, like the Willy Wonka thing. Whereas they made Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, people say it doesn't need to be remade, some people said it did need to be remade. When it was remade, it still felt different, because, like, the acting choices was a little bit different. The way that the movie felt, it was a bit different. You had a darker theme in the Chocolate Factory compared to Willy Wonka. Those little things like that was different. Also in the Halloween remake done by Rob Zombie, I felt that they got the backstory of how basically Mike Myers became Mike Myers, in which was really, really interesting. And that little part at the beginning of Halloween just really, you know, escalated the film to going, oh, that's why you make a remake for that film. You might prefer the original, who cares about that? But if you add something different to that remake that you're trying to tell, then I've got no problem with you making that remake. And for all those people saying that they should get praise for bringing back James Earl Jones, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, they should, but if you're remaking it, what's the point in putting James Earl Jones in it? Because for me, if you're remaking something, you want to make it completely different. And I get Mufasa's voice is iconic in The Lion King, and to put him in this one, yeah, cool. You know what I mean? This guy is pretty iconic himself. But what is the point? Because then people, oh, he was so good in The Lion King 1994, why don't people just go watch Lion King 1994? Why do we have to remake it? And why do we have to have James Earl Jones back in it? Because then you're completely just going, well, we're just remaking it then for the animal stuff. Well, why? And even if you're looking at, well, we've changed most of the actors and whatever, so we're remaking it in our own light, but it's completely the same, just with textured animals instead that look more realistic. I'm sorry, but that don't cut it for a remake, in my opinion. You have to change things. You have to make differences to the actual films. Because I made this point with The Grinch as well. Like, The Grinch was remade in a softer, lighter tone, in an animation way, which shouldn't have been remade, in my opinion, because they made it 10 times worse than what the Jim Carrey version was. And again, Jim Carrey's was a remake. However, guess what? They made that 30-minute animation Christmas film into a lengthy, long, live-action Christmas film, which a lot of people still love to this day because it feels really, really Christmassy and really, really good, and what The Grinch actually is, very cold-hearted and dark. This doesn't really do anything extra to The Lion King. However, let us know down in the comments down below if you think they've changed something or made something better in this version, but for me, I don't see any other differences, and like I said, there's no point talking about the story, because the story is identical to the 1994 version, so there's just no point talking about this movie any further. Before we jump back into this video, guys, please do us a massive favour and smash that subscribe button, because you do not want to miss a thing this week, next week, and the week after, because we've got tons and tons of content planned for you guys, and you can do us a massive favour by smashing that subscribe button, joining the community, getting updates to all the latest videos from the YouTube shorts to the actual videos. It is well worth it, completely free, and you will not regret it. So to summarise The Lion King 2019 remake, This was just The Lion King just repainted and had a paint job, and is now the 2019 remake because we've done up some fucking animals. Anyways, it's probably 7 out of 10 because it's the exact same story, so I can't hate on it too much and say, oh, it's terrible, because it's not. It's still The Lion King, but what's the point of watching this version when you could watch the 1994 version? So it is a 7 out of 10. Probably a great film. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments down below, and if you haven't yet seen our 1994 Lion King movie review, go check that out right now.